Jack. All right. You got the stuff?
Yeah. All cleaned and oiled.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hot damn, it's time to get down to the jam. It's time to get down, it's time to get down, it's time to get down to the jam. I said it's time to get down to the knowledge, gonna get on down with the know. On the morning coffee show, on morning coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Yeah.
On the coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black?
Can't you see we talking? White?
Good morning, everyone. Howdy, 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 everybody out there. And a good morning to Martin. And of course, Ben.
Good
How are you
morning. Oh, ready. I'm glad it's Thursday.
Aren't we all?
Right? No doubt.
Oh, wow. Look, I got to say, it started off good this week. Celebrating 40 years of Live Aid. Got a chance to revisit a lot of that good music and portions of the concert that I didn't get a chance to watch. I didn't spend all my time in front of the TV. So there are a few performances I missed. But kind of thinking back on it, while I'll always regret not being able to get to Philadelphia, looking back on what they had to basically stand through, it's probably a good thing I didn't go.
Right.
That's just too hot.
No doubt. No doubt.
Wow. Okay, well, today we are going to finish up the 80s. This is our 1985 to 1989. And you know what? For all of you that didn't live through it the first time, a lot happened.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the lead up from 80 to 84 was great. But this is the good stuff. This is really where we've been leading to for this entire day. There's so much goodness that comes out between 85 and 89. And,
God, yes.
Oh, wow. Just
so real quick, Keith, where were you, like, out of high school? What have you? Let's date ourselves real bad here.
Well, since we're starting in January of 85, I'm counting down until my graduation.
Okay. Okay.
I'm counting. I had let's see. I had already gone to my first science fiction convention in '83.
Okay.
And I had already met a handful of celebrities by then.
Okay.
One of them being Sandahl Bergman.
Oh my God, you lucky man!
Oh
Yes, he is.
Sandahl Bergman, man. She literally was nothing but legs.
Right.
And all I could do was stare.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like you want to be cool and smooth and shit, but
I'm just making sure I wasn't drooling. Badly.
Right? Exactly. Oh God, yes.
Just looking at her, and it was just like, you know how you look at certain, well, I can't say girls, it's women, and I'm not even close to being in the same star system as whatever league she's actually in. You know?
Right? It's like,
So-
yeah, you're counting yourself lucky that she actually noticed you. So this is like it's like the mid part of it's like the mid part of your senior year, then, right?
Well, I couldn't even get up the courage to even ask for an autograph, but Kevin asked for an autograph, and she flirted with him by writing to the guy with the gorgeous smile on and Kevin he was like floating for days after that.
No doubt, I would be
I
too.
was just like, dude.
Right? So yeah, 85 beginning of 85 is midpoint in my junior year.
Okay.
So this is I think, yeah, the early part of 85 is my junior year in high school. So I'm I'm still in this cultural desert of South Texas. It's not until 86 that I joined the Air Force and got the hell out of South Texas. In August of 86, and get out where I can get my own, get into the things that I really enjoy. But I still got to see some of the really good movies that year. And stuff. So 85, still in high school, still looking good. 86 was a great year for me. As year I graduated high school. That was a year that our football team went to basically went the furthest we'd ever gone up to that point. So for me, as a kid in 85 and 86, that was but it was after that, that's 87, 88, that's when I joined the SCA. That's when I started going to cons, and things like that. So yeah, this is a really good time for me, as a nerd, as a fan.
Yeah, it's really setting the course for the rest of your life. I mean,
exactly.
I met let's see, 80. I'd already met someone that actually worked for George Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what else? 85. So really, we had gotten through, by this time, we had come through a lot of really cool stuff. As far as we are at the apex of the popularity of MTV. And for me, it's it really is whatever I could pick up and read in Starlog or Famous Monsters,
right?
Whatever I could get out of the Star magazine, occasionally, and MTV News. I think Kurt Loder joins MTV News either in mid 85 or 86. So that's when MTV News becomes an important thing for them. But for me, it's just all the stuff Kevin and I know we pick up from various sources. And if we can't find it, we go research it. And our research skills were incredible because we knew how to, and again, it sounds like, you got to remember, when I say our research skills, when it comes to looking stuff up in the library, everybody can do that because we had all learned how to use the Dewey Decimal System.
Right, exactly.
So it wasn't anything special. I've done shows like this where people is like, and you can tell how young somebody is because there's like, how did you do that? How did you know? It's like we could all do that the same way a lot of you guys nowadays can, Google stuff and find things out. You had to.
You had to know the Dewey Decimal System. Yeah. You had to know the Dewey Decimal System, and you had to know how to space your reports so that you could put your footnotes at the bottom.
Yep. That's one of the things I enjoyed about
Mhm.
what the novelization to Buckaroo Banzai did. Because if you
Mhm.
remember, a lot of the pulp novels that were written had a lot of
Mhm.
footnotes and stuff at the bottom of the page. Well, they did that with
Mhm.
Buckaroo Banzai. The book was
Right.
written as it was part of an ongoing series, making references to previous adventures and other stories, whether they were in other books and or comics.
Mhm.
Except
Kind of
that,
like
again, yeah, go
it
ahead.
was kind of like how Marvel and DC would do. See,
Mhm.
this issue.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And that's one of the things that made Buckaroo Banzai so endearing.
Right.
Because again, that doesn't exist. There were no previous issues, but it
Right.
was
They were
written
just.
so convincingly that
Mhm.
people were like, "Were there? Did I miss something?"
Right.
And
Did I do I need to go find this book? Yeah. No, and it was pulling from basically a fictitious canon is what it was.
yes,
Yeah. And Loader, I remember Loader showing up when Loader didn't show up until 87, 88. Because
oh really?
first time I remember seeing him on MTV was in Kansas. Because that was when the Week in Rock came out.
Well,
That was when he first showed up on the Week in Rock, and that's for me when the Week in Rock first existed, as far as I'm concerned.
well, about 3 months ago, the news came
Uh-huh.
across that it was one of those just for Gen X, just to make us feel old. They came up with the news that Kurt Loder had entered his 80s. And it was just like, what? Kurt Loder
Yeah.
can't be that old.
Yeah. As of May 5th, he was 80. Just checking his page.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like,
geez.
but yeah, he was our, I mean, oh God, fuck, when did, jeez.
Well, he was a real
'Cause-
news guy, and he
yeah,
had come from Rolling Stone magazine. Back when
right.
Rolling Stone still was writing stuff that people actually wanted to read.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I'm
they're
just
still good.
having some fun.
Yeah, no, because anytime I see anything from Rolling Stone on my news feed, I'm like, oh, let's go check that shit out. Because it isn't
Yes.
some 150 word article. It's a full on story,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, but damn.
Oh wow, there's just so much. This again, there's so much packed into just this half
Mhm.
of the decade that it makes your head spin.
It does. It really does.
Because we were now by 1985 we were 2 years past the final
Mhm.
Star Wars movie that we thought we would ever get.
Right.
And 85 was, let's see, so 85 was oh man, we had already had we'd already had Star Trek 3, so we were waiting on Star Trek 4.
Right.
Which we would find out later in the year that it was called The Voyage Home. We had no idea what the movie would be about.
Right.
And then 87. No.
Mhm.
No. Wait a minute. 85 is when I first heard hints that Paramount was going to make a sequel Star Trek television series. We would get the information about the cast
Mhm.
in 86. Late 86 is when they
Right.
did the photo that they took with the entire cast and Gene Roddenberry.
Mhm.
And we got the basic outline of who all the cast were, who all the characters were. And the show would premiere in 87.
In 87, correct. Yes. I remember watching that at one of my friends' place in Wichita.
Yeah, I had to go to my friend Keith Sharp's house, and
Right? We had
I
a
had to go
watch
to his
party
house.
for it.
Well, his house, he had satellite. This is back when satellite really was satellite, and
Right.
he had access to being able to watch the show,
Mhm.
and depending on how he received it and what he was aiming for, he could even, I think, get the signal that they sent out for the episode before they even sent it out. In other words, all the
Before the
stations.
networks.
Yeah. Well, before syndicated. So if you
Right.
wanted something syndicated, you would get it the week before it aired.
Right.
So they would send it out a week ahead of time. So there were
Right,
a
and
lot of people who were able to see episodes of The Next Generation a week
Before it
ahead of
happened.
everybody else.
Yeah. See, we were watching it on network. Of course, also 89 gives us to me, the first big superhero film that I remember seeing. And that's Batman.
Batman was discussed for the very first time. I found out that they had discussed Batman in early 1979. I had heard the first rumor about a Batman movie from what was her name? They used to do a segment for her on Good Morning America, and she was doing all the Hollywood gossip, and she brought up Batman because of the success of Superman. They were already, Warner Brothers was already exploring a Batman movie, so they had been really looking at doing a Batman film. So by the time it comes out, I mean, you're talking, it had been 10 years,
right? Yeah. And I remember. So for me, the big moment in that movie was near the end, when the bat plane comes up and just, silhouettes itself against the moon, and the theater just went wild.
Lost it. Lost it. Yeah,
Freaking
that
lost
was
their shit.
that was a good movie. Although, I was a little, I loved it. Okay, I loved the entire experience, but I was one of the few comic book fans that was like, I was kind of mystified why Billy D. Williams wanted to be Two-Face and not Lucius Fox.
Right.
Yeah. And turns out I had yet to realize that, they may own it, they just don't care.
Right.
We
don't see Lucius Fox in a Batman movie until
Batman Begins.
Until Christian Bale takes over.
That's Batman Begins. And he had existed. And remember, by the time Tim Burton's movie comes out in '89, Lucius Fox as a character had already existed in comics about 10 years.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of mystified why, you would have somebody like Billy D. Williams who didn't want to be a good guy and appear in more than one movie. You know, and at the time it was just
well, and I would have loved to have seen his take on Two-Face.
Not me, because it was gonna be an actor's take. Look, part of it was the fact that you had a lot of people that were still remembering the old '60s television series. Yeah, and I was one of those people that it's like, hey, it was good for what it was, but it wasn't Batman. It was an adaptation of what the character was in the '50s, and not really an adaptation of what the comic books were doing, let alone everything that had happened in the years after the show went off the air. Because I was one of the people that knew it's like that show almost killed the character.
Right.
I mean, if the Batman television series had been allowed to do its job, it would have completely destroyed the Batman character in comics. And you never would have gotten what Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams were doing. So you never would have gotten a Ra's al Ghul.
Mhm.
or the League of Shadows, or any of the mainstays and character developments that they had. You never would have had Wayne
Right.
Tower and with Bruce Wayne living in the penthouse, and you never would have had the Bat Cave in the middle of Gotham. You never would have.
Mhm.
I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So the modern
Mm.
interpretation of the Joker also would have not. We would have not
Mhm.
had that.
Right.
So
So
you know.
yeah.
Anyway,
Now
we need to start with the list.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to jump back into January,
Of
and
85.
we're gonna start out with a television series called Street Hawk.
Street Hawk. Yeah. I remember that one.
That was one of those shows that you could definitely tell that ABC was trying to jump on board with how popular Knight Rider had become.
Mhm.
And while the show did not last that long, because it only lasted 13 episodes,
Mhm.
you got to give it up for Rex Smith and that entire cast.
Yeah.
It was just again, I can't say it was just Knight Rider. What it was ABC trying to cash in mainly with Knight Rider. And
Mhm.
it didn't do so hot. I think what CBS ended up doing with Airwolf would be better, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Airwolf had a much better aesthetic.
Oh God, that was just a better show. It was just a
Yeah.
better show.
All over. Yeah. All over. Um, and where was it? I was looking up the info on Street Hawk, but I remember, that whole thing. Hang on. Of course,
Well,
we also get some other cool stuff,
yeah.
in that time frame. Am I intelligent?
Well, within that time frame, what we had, let's see, what animated series came out? That would be Thundercats.
Yes, Thunder,
And that
Thundercats.
and that was a special initially.
Yeah.
That was and it was also, I think, it was the first time I remember Rankin Bass doing animation, cell animation.
Mhm.
You know, Rankin Bass, that's the company that's responsible for a lot of our holiday programming.
Mhm.
Year Without a Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is coming to town, and you know, uh,
Mhm.
they had also had a few animated things, but they weren't really known for doing anything kind of like
Mhm.
non-holiday stuff.
Right.
And here they were throwing their hats in with this, and
Right.
it was just like, wow, the people behind Frosty know how to get down, you know.
Right. Right. And bearing in mind too, we had at this point Airwolf is a year old in 85.
Yes.
And so we're, it's, to me it's just getting its legs under it, you know. In that first series, or that first
Yeah.
series, that first season.
Yeah.
And then it kind of
Well, Airwolf had problems,
yeah.
and
Oh
it's
yeah,
not something that a
absolutely.
lot of people, unless you were a fan of the series, and it hurt every
Mhm.
single time. Well, look, first of all, I forgot to
Mhm.
mention one more place where I was getting my news, and this is a very important source. You grew up
Okay.
in the 80s and you were wanting entertainment news and some news that also
Mhm.
was able to be stuff that, if you grew up a nerd or a geek, there was only one place on TV you could watch, and that's
Mhm.
Entertainment Tonight,
Entertainment Tonight, right?
which had been broadcasting since at least 1981, I think.
Right.
And was actually, I think, filmed on the Paramount lot. And it was your best source at least for television, for a lot of the news that you really wanted. So, at the time, I didn't realize that I didn't initially know that they were filmed in the Paramount lot, which explained how they were able to get all these really cool interviews with a lot of the upcoming cast of Star Trek The Next Generation, do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And again,
They were just right there.
that's right. Contrary to the story that is being told now, there really weren't that many people that were mad at the idea of a new Star Trek series.
They'd already tried it.
Yeah, I'm not saying there weren't people who weren't mad. I'm just saying the way the story is going around now, it's like, well, everybody was mad. No, everybody wasn't mad.
Oh, God, we were eating that shit up.
That's the story that a lot of current Star Trek fans have to tell in order to make themselves feel better, because the stuff they're getting fed is not that good. But Next Generation was actually quite anticipated because because of how popular the Star Trek films had become. Again, when the Next Generation premieres, that's only a year after the most popular Star Trek film had been released up to that point. In fact, it still is one of the top and most popular with general audiences. It's a 4-quadrant movie. Okay, the most popular Star Trek film is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, and it's not the highest grossing, but it is the most popular with everybody, all walks of life, whether you're a Trek fan or not. And this show premiered, that show, I should say, premiered about a year after that. So there was a lot of curiosity, more than anything else. And between Starlog and Entertainment Tonight and other outlets, I personally was kind of excited. It's like, let's get this.
We held a whole watch party, with some of my friends in the SCA and stuff like that, to watch the premiere of Next Gen. And it was big,
It was very big. Another show that would speaking of Star Trek, another show that would get its big debut that same year is the Ray Bradbury Theater.
Ray Bradbury Theater, I remember that one.
Yeah, it started on HBO initially, and then it went to syndication. So it did a year on HBO from 85 to 86, and then it went to the USA Network and ran from 88 to 92. And it was just one of those shows that an anthology series that had people like Peter O'Toole and Drew Barrymore, and of course Jeff Goldblum, and my man William Allen Shatner making appearances on the show, along with Mr. Ray Bradbury himself, who was kind of the host of the show because it's his show. But it was very good. It was very good seeing Ray Bradbury do his thing. And I would have I think it probably would have benefited from staying on HBO another 2 seasons, I think. I think the show would have done better if they were making it for HBO rather than just syndication. But that's just, that's my argument.
Yeah. No, because you could do things in the 80s, you could do things on HBO on cable that you simply could not do on syndicated, on regular TV. Because there was a longer list of words you could not use on broadcast television. Yep. And it was just, it was, right.
It just HBO at that time was still building what it would become. And
true.
And whole quality and entertainment value wasn't quite there yet, but it was on its way.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the films from that year is the Terry Gilliam classic Brazil, starring Jonathan Pryce and Michael Palin, and with a cameo appearance by Robert De Niro. And Brazil is one of those films that if you've seen it, if you know, you know, because you're not the same after that. That film was over.
Right. So yeah, and I didn't see Brazil until a couple of years later, and I didn't watch it on television. Somebody had a copy on a VHS cassette.
Wow.
Yeah. So because Brazil is one of those movies that it's almost like what's the robot movie? You know the one I'm talking about? Right now we're suddenly,
give me more details.
It was an old black and white movie. Metropolis. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
it was like Metropolis.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you, Martin.
Don't worry.
You are our third brain cell today.
He's the only one working.
Right. But yeah, in the 80s, if you didn't see it at a certain point, you were stuck watching it. You had to wait till you met somebody who had a copy of it on VHS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, this is also the VHS years. We were slowly going into look. You either had a VHS player and cable, or you just had cable.
Right? Yeah. Well, see, I remember my parents getting a laser disc and being so proud of that.
Lucky you.
Man, it was oh God. It was my sophomore year in high school. They got it in like 83, and they thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And it had already been out for several years at that point, but I remember having to get up and go and flip the disc over to get to the next part of the movie.
Still,
right?
The picture quality on the laser disc was just a freaking amazing.
Right? Oh, my mom was so pissed at my dad because he spent way too freaking much money on that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I have to agree with her on that one. That was a lot of money.
Right, but then again, he also would, he would also every 4 or 5 years get a new organ, and put that in the living room, and he knew like 2 songs. He was like Ross on Friends, working on his music, and all he's doing is playing Axel F. So,
hey, real popcorn geek, I want to answer your question. To the people who keep insisting that Kilmer's Batman is the same as Keaton's, that explain how Harvey Dent goes from black to white from Batman and Batman Forever, respectively. Yeah, they're not. And then again, I mean, where's Robin? Seriously, where's Robin?
Right.
But I'm just
RPG. That's yeah. No,
Tim
you're right.
was pretty consistent.
The problem remains. What about Alfred?
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, Alfred is an interdimensional being.
He's not quite a Time Lord, but he's close.
He is close.
I think he's the one for whom every time Mary Poppins has a question, she's calling Alfred, And
Right. I mean, she's a nanny. He's a butler.
yeah,
Um, you know. Well, I mean, even Superman backs down from Alfred.
Yeah.
Even Superman goes, "Oh, okay." you know, and I mean, Alfred basically, basically bows up on the freaking Batman. you know?
Well, he's done several things that would have gotten any other person in that position fired. Like
Oh,
I don't know,
absolutely.
bringing down the love interest to the super secret Batcave.
Right?
It's like,
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to see her. It's like, not here. That will look just like I'm
this.
working.
Right? Alfred, I'm working.
She's in my command center, dude.
Right? Okay, now we're getting into Bond, and that's just James 007 is a different person every time. So
Actually, it's a head wound, really. Bond
right.
suffered a relapse after being in that being tortured for over a year by the Chinese, and so he looking like Pierce Brosnan. He winds up in a coma and dreams he looks like Daniel Craig. And
right. So yeah. But yeah, 85 is a good year for film. Also, we talked about Thundercats coming out that year. And sorry, my reference notes are on a different page than the thing, so I'm a little slow responding to comments. So
there's another television series that also is a big deal, and that is in '85, Misfits of Science.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I'm glad you had that in there.
Dean Paul Martin, Kevin Peter Hall, Courtney Cox in our first TV series.
Right.
This was a show that, in my opinion, should have gotten more than just 1 year.
It did deserve so much more. God, yes.
That was just yeah. It what is this? What is it?
Is someone calling you, Keith?
Sorry, it was Santa.
Okay.
I went too far with some of my words today, so I've reached my limit. But and yes, it was Santa. What? But Misfits of Science, NBC series, was a lot of fun. It was pretty much like NBC's attempt to do a low-cost version of the X-Men that was kind of cool,
right?
And it worked.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those shows that you can just come back and watch and have a lot of fun with. And unfortunately, we're never ever going to have a reunion show because half the cast is no longer with us. But for the time that we did have this show, kind of like, the way people look at Greatest American Hero, Misfits of Science is one of those shows that it should have had more episodes. It should have had more time,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was, and mentioning Greatest American Hero, I actually have like the whole series on DVD. I started watching it a couple years ago, and it was,
dude.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
I remember growing up, watching that, thinking it was cool.
Well, wait a minute. Now, which version of the complete series did you buy? Did you buy the anniversary edition, or did you just buy a regular?
I don't know. I know it was all three seasons.
Because there is a version that you can buy that includes all new interviews with the cast, but they also included the pilot for the sequel series.
Oh, okay. I don't know that I have that. I don't know that I have that one. So
Yeah, you would have said something if you had owned that version.
well, I didn't. If it was there, I didn't get to it.
Wait a minute. Are you one of those? Are you one of those people that just like buys a set and you just don't go straight to the special features and go through the entire list to see what other hidden things you didn't know about from the show and what? Dude, come on.
I was wanting to. I was jonesing for the experience of the show itself.
You're gonna have to stick around me a little longer. You need to let that part of my personality just sort of guide you there, because there's all kinds of stuff that they love to hide on box sets like that. And in talking to my youngest brother, he didn't realize that they had actually put out a set where they had the spin-off series within that set. They had done a pilot for a spin-off series where it was a young girl, a teenage girl.
American heroine. Yeah. See, I knew about that. Yeah.
Well, and then, but I also told him that same thing with the movie Blazing Saddles. They had an anniversary edition of Blazing Saddles where they included the pilot episode to the Blazing Saddles television series.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know about that one either, huh?
No.
Yeah. And you could have watched that and realized, oh, it was the same. Look, it was the same problem they ran into with Animal House. You know, when they turned it into a television series on ABC called Delta House. It's like, okay, your first problem is it's on network TV.
Right.
So if you enjoyed something in the theater and they could say a lot of things and do a lot, and then you watch it as a network television series, you're not getting what. It's two different things. And so with Blazing Saddles, it's exactly what one would think if they're making it for CBS.
Right.
It's like CBS of that time period.
Right.
So you're not going to get away with too much.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the differences between MASH the movie and the MASH television series.
Yeah.
MASH the movie got away with a lot of stuff. MASH the television series, not so much.
Yeah.
But another film from '85 is Cocoon by Ron Howard. Don Amici, Wilford Brimley, Hume Cronin. Steve Gutenberg. That was the part that really got me. Steve Gutenberg, fresh from Police Academy, and Jessica Tandy, Hume Cronin's wife, and Maureen Stapleton. Great cast, great story. Definitely one of my favorite Brian Dennehy films. It is a classic film that if you do not own it, you should. And the sobering thought for me is, considering my age right now, I'm about the age of some of the people in that, some of the old seniors in that film. It's like, oh, ouch.
Right? Why am I not in a retirement home? But
yeah.
So also not a sci-fi one, but it's a big film for that year. Jewel of the Nile.
Yes.
Fun movie. The Joan Wilder. But and have we already covered the Goonies? I mean,
I thought that would have been last year. I mean, 84. I thought that would have been
85. No, it's 85.
Oh, yeah, it is 85. 85. Yes. Wow, what am I thinking? Yes.
Right?
That is one of those films that, first of all, it's a Steven Spielberg produced movie directed by Richard Donner.
Right? And God, the names in that film.
Yes.
I mean, you got Sean Astin, one of his, if not his first role. Josh Brolin as his big brother.
Yes.
You know, Corey Feldman, you know, and you know, and then Martha Plimpton, who, you know, goes on to do a few other things. But yeah, just like that.
Well, now
young Josh Brolin,
let's back that up a bit. You just came away with 3 names there.
Mhm.
Second or third generation actors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Josh Brolin's a second generation actor,
Right.
and he is his dad was one of my favorite actors growing up. You know,
Mhm.
Still is.
Mhm.
And of course, Martha Plimpton is a third generation actor.
Mhm. She's one of the Carradines. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Carradine.
Mhm.
And I think her father is Keith. I think Keith Carradine is her dad.
Let's see.
And
Yeah. Her dad's Keith Carradine.
yeah. So that was one of those things that I remember learning a few years after the movie, going, "Wow, that's kind of
Mhm.
cool that you had so many actors that, you know, were
Mhm.
basically in a way.
Right. Yeah.
So some
Yeah.
of them actually had exposure to the business and acting prior to becoming actors themselves. So
Right. Well, and then on the other side of it, you have, you know, Robert Davi. You know,
God, yes.
You know, and John Matuszak.
Joey Pants. Joey Pants is in the movie.
Joe Pantoliano. Right.
Yes, but they call him Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. Yeah, ended up being Cypher in The Matrix.
Of course.
You know.
Well, for Robert Davi, I mean, this is his next movie after this. I think he does something else, and then after that, he does James Bond.
Well, he does Raw Deal, and then he does Die Hard.
That's it. No. Yeah, he's got another 3 movies before he does James Bond. That's it.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Because he was in. He had like 5, because he also was in Action Jackson.
Yes, good movie.
Good movie. Fun movie.
Nothing like the action figure, but good movie.
Right. Yeah. Because it's Die Hard, Tracks, which is, yeah.
Robert Davi's one of those actors that could kill you with a look.
Yes.
The man's just dangerous. You know. He is a dangerous man, and a fantastic actor.
And does a great job comedically, I think, in the Goonies.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, he does.
He was fantastic. You know, because Davi has some comedic skills that just people don't, you know, people do not appreciate.
Unfortunately.
You know, right? And then Anne Ramsey, I mean, who we see again later on in Throw Mama from the Train. And oh God, I mean, sorry. I mean, so yeah, The Goonies. I mean, that was Josh Brolin's first feature film. That was his film debut. And
not a bad debut.
No, not a bad debut at all. And I mean, it was Sean Astin. God, that character just carried that movie.
Another great second generation actor there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, great movie, you know, and I think a lot of nerds really identified with the Goonies, because I don't know a nerd who has not seen the Goonies, you know.
Well, the Goonies is really just a big old-fashioned adventure.
Yeah, it is. And it's kind of the start of the Kids on Bikes type of adventure. It's a pickup of Kids on Bikes.
Yeah, it's a continuation because that actually started with E.T. in '82.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. This is a good movie, a nice companion kind of movie for those of you that liked E.T. the Extraterrestrial, or as they said in a certain R-rated film, Eddie Torres. But good movie. Of course, 85 was also the year that we had Enemy Mine from director Wolfgang Peterson, starring Dennis Quaid, Louis Gossett Jr., and Brian James.
Right, which was mostly just Dennis Quaid and Brian, and having read the story, as actual science fiction. Yeah, man.
Well, on behalf of the people behind the movie Robinson Crusoe on Mars, I thank you for that compliment. So, but yeah, a good movie. But
absolutely,
we also have Joe Dante's Explorers. Now, Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, Jason Preston, and a great cast with a nice soundtrack. Including a really cool cover song by Robert Palmer. The movie, look, I know a lot of people out there are big Goonies fan, but I was more of an Explorers fan. I like Goonies, but I love the Explorers, and I was hoping for a sequel.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, I think the only thing that I've heard about is a remake a long time ago.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate considering how the original Explorers ended. And I was just like, oh, you could easily do a sequel. It didn't necessarily have to be the same kids. It could have been their kids or their grandkids now. But I mean, Explorers 2, come on.
I mean, they left with that amulet, but I love the ship, the Thunder Road. I mean, that was just top tier cool,
Again, like with the Goonies, this is a nice companion movie with the Goonies. Is Explorers. So
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and we're just in 80. Yeah,
it's still 85. Right? And I haven't even gotten to Toby Hooper's Life Force. Steve Railsback and that all-star cast. This would be the second time that I saw Patrick Stewart in a movie prior to him being cast in The Next Generation. I had only seen Patrick Stewart 3 times on a miniseries in the 1970s, and then for the movie Excalibur, and for this film Life Force. And he would also be, to be fair, he'd also be in he was also in a movie before that, I should say, which he had a bigger part, which was Dune.
Yeah.
Oh God, his Gurney Halleck.
Yeah, I love his Gurney Halleck. But Life Force is one of those films. It's like an old-fashioned British science fiction adventure. It's still one of my personal favorites. I think it's an acquired taste if you're not used to this kind of thing. But come on, man, it's Life Force. You could play this as a, as an RPG and do a darn good job if you took the script for this movie and turned it into your favorite RPG game. You know, maybe a GURP style game or something like that, and just play it out. You know, that's fantastic.
Right.
But you also had Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which the final movie of the trilogy, and in my opinion, a great way to go out. This was probably the final movie I saw with all my good friends from high school. We all went out together and saw this and had a great time. Great soundtrack. Seriously, I mean, I always thought if you were going to do a Mad Max television series, I just would have used the 3 films as sort of like your skeleton to hang everything on, and do a prequel to the first movie, and then have the TV series do like a prequel season of about 5 episodes prior to the first film, and then have all your other episodes take place post the first movie, but pre the second film. And you can take as long as you want between those two.
Right.
And then
between Road Warrior and Thunderdome,
yeah. So you go from Mad Max to Mad Max 2, and then from Mad Max 2 to Mad Max 3. And with Mad Max 2 to Mad Max 3, you know, you go like 2 or 3, maybe 4 seasons between Mad Max and Mad Max 2. And then you can go like another 4 or 5 seasons between Mad Max 2 and Mad Max 3.
Right.
Maybe even longer if you want to, considering how much he seems to have aged.
Yeah, because between you know, Road Warrior and Thunderdome, he does appear to age, and then between Thunderdome and the third one, he appears to have aged even further.
Yeah. You mean?
I mean, between Mad Max, the fourth one. Sorry. Yeah.
the one that I don't really acknowledge as well, but I mean, it's still, you know, I can see that.
Yeah.
Then we have one of my other personal favorites, which is My Science Project, and that one is Raphael Sbarge and Fisher Stevens and John Stockwell, and this is a little movie that was so much fun. And I'm saying here right now, if you've never seen the movie My Science Project, you need to go out and find this film. This is one of those, look, it's not the greatest movie ever made. It's not meant to be that. It's just meant to be fun. And it's a fun little movie, and I am glad I saw this in the theater. You know, I'm glad I had a good time. This is one of those movies that's kind of an 80s movie, but at the same time, it's a throwback movie to like the 1950s and 60s. It's actually set in the 80s, but it has that 50s and 60s type feel. And Fisher Stevens just does a fantastic job being so funny in this movie. And just it's a film that you can definitely watch with the family.
Right.
So, but it's so much fun. So much fun.
Right. And Fisher Stevens comes up again in 86, but we'll catch that one when it shows up.
Yeah. We'll catch that one when it shows up. And then we of course have Val Kilmer and Gabriel Jarrett and Martha Coolidge's Real Genius. That film's just an instant classic.
Yes,
period.
That is like the nerd anthem for me. You know, that is God, Real Genius. I mean, that is Kilmer at his absolute freaking, you know, young best to me. Because it's like they set him on improv and let him go.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what they did, and you could tell everybody was having a really good time.
Oh yes,
and that's the key, is having a cast that seems like they are having a really good time.
Oh God, yes. I mean, and God,
I can't believe I didn't say anything about Day of the Dead from George A. Romero.
Right.
And of course, Daryl, the
Mhm.
movie Daryl. And of course, the aforementioned Back to the Future,
Mhm.
because it's just good. And
Mhm.
and Trancers from Charles Band, starring Tim
Mhm.
Thomerson and Helen Hunt.
Right.
That's also a good one.
Mhm.
Let's see. And but if I had to pick one film
Mhm.
that every time I watch it just says it's the 80s, and I wish, outside
Mhm.
of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's this one. John Hughes's Weird Science. Love this movie. Love it. Love it. Anthony Michael Hall, Ian
Mhm.
Mitchell Smith, Bill Paxton.
God, yes.
I had no idea who Bill Paxton was prior to this movie, and I was an instant fan after this movie because he represents every older brother out there. And of course, Robert Downey Jr.
Right. Oh God, I forgot he was in that one.
So I love this movie. It is that one. It's that 180s film. Well, one of many, but it's that 180s film that if I turn on my television, if I jump on something and it's already in progress, I'll watch it to the end because
Right.
I just enjoy that film. It is a teenage fantasy movie, and to have a gorgeous woman just basically jump in the shower with you and
Mm-hmm.
challenge your notions of what you think you can do and what
Yeah, because she
little
turned to
monsters can do.
she was kind of a cross between a genie and a mentor, a guru.
No. The way I talked about it is this is modern day.
Mm-hmm.
It's modern day. Uh, oh man, I just fizzed in her name. It's modern day Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing. Is, only,
Mary Poppins
shows.
takes a shower with you, and so you
Yeah,
get to see her and they all together.
yeah,
And
Mary Poppins, but hotter.
oh
Yeah,
god, yeah, Kelly LeBrock. Just is it just
yeah.
warm in here or is it just me? Uh,
No, it's not just warming to hear. It's Kelly LeBrock.
yeah, Kelly LeBrock was a woman that
Mm,
oh,
right? God.
jeez.
Um,
Hmm. Oh, yeah, we're doing the show. Anyway. Oh,
uh,
jeez. That's really its own segment right there, Kelly LeBrock.
right? No doubt.
Why did she have to marry that guy? Why did she have to marry that guy? Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Uh,
that dude. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, man, 9 years too. Yeah.
I don't know what she saw in him, but
I don't know.
yeah, Gambit. There you go. My Science Project, Weird Science, Breakfast Club. Yeah, there's a lot of good movies aimed at those of us that Hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey! Come on, man! Come on, man! It's a modern day kind of Mary Poppins type movie.
Right?
You know,
Only, with shower scenes.
because if for a fact, every teenage guy would run right out and pick up a Barbie right now if half that science stuff in the movie worked.
Right? Yeah, no. Jeez. Yeah, no, and of course, everybody's hopefully familiar with the theory that Mary Poppins is a freaking Time Lord. I maintain that, Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science was also a Time Lord.
Okay.
Time Lady.
I'm down with, I'm down with it. Kelly LeBrock, man. Look, for those of you young guys out there that have no idea what we're talking about, Google Kelly LeBrock 1985. Do not go beyond 1985. Just Kelly LeBrock 1985. Take a look at that lady.
Right.
And then Google and find out who she got married to.
Oh,
and then spend the rest of the day just going, why?
Right.
Why?
Right. And celebrate 1996 as the year she woke up.
Oh. Just why?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
So let's get to 1986 through 89 because there's so much.
There is so much. Let's just begin with the big one at the beginning. Aliens. James Cameron's follow-up to Alien, and Michael Biehn, Paul Reiser, Sigourney Weaver, and again Bill Paxton. Okay,
right? God,
you little scene stealer, you. That's 3. Count it. 3 80s films, almost in a row. Because you go 1984 is Terminator. Which he makes his cameo in. He's one of the guys that the Terminator takes his clothes.
Right.
Weird Science, and then Aliens. Bill Paxton was on a roll, everybody.
Oh yeah, and that's the year Aliens is the first one that I remember him specifically from. Having watched Weird Science, Chet was but Aliens, my God,
yeah,
he was great. Although I loved Hicks. I love Michael Biehn as Hicks. He was the ultimate. He was the professional soldier from start to finish. He was like he was the corporal. And being in the military, I knew a bunch of guys like that. They were just they weren't Marines, but they were just like, yep, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. They'd been in for a while, they were ready to get the hell out. And they were done, but they were still there. They were good at what they did. And but yeah, it was, and this Sigourney Weaver in this just cements cements a woman as an action hero.
Oh heck yes!
She just starts that whole thing right there. She started it in Alien, but she Well, it's the start of a journey, a character arc, and with Aliens, just what James Cameron did with that sequel to go from Alien to Aliens. That's like getting a shot of adrenaline. Oh no,
right there.
Because having watched Alien and could not stay in the theater until the end the first time, but then Aliens, and I'm just like, oh my God, I was just rooted to this, and it was you have, and you know what it did for me? It was competence porn for me. You had you did not have a bunch of hapless teens. You had people who knew what the hell they were doing.
They were armed.
They were armed.
People created fantasies in their head after watching the first Alien, going, "Well, I would have done this and I would have done that." And James Cameron went, "Oh, you think you would have done better? Okay,
you think,
I'm I'm gonna give you a bunch of. I'll give you a whole platoon of Marines and some weapons.
Right.
And now, okay, big talker, what are you gonna do now?
Right. All right, big talk. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was the and the thing is that they didn't do bad. It's just that they were against, and
that whole acid for blood thing really does make it difficult.
It does.
That really is that's the part that really. I think it would have been a different outcome if we were dealing with creatures that didn't have acid for blood. But that right there, that makes it.
Yeah, I don't care about the acid for blood because you're using long range weapons. The thing is, he set them up for failing, putting them in a very constrained physical space without the ability to shoot, because the atmospheric processor could blow. So of course they were shred to ribbons. But if the first encounter had taken in another place, the story would have been very different.
See, but here's the thing. I mean, Apone says, give me your mags and shit like that. And on the one hand, you have Hicks who just goes, okay, I got me a shotgun. And then you've got your two smart gunners who go, yeah, right. Here's the ones that we're about. And then handing each other, the links, the spares that they're carrying,
that scene where they get attacked and you're seeing it on camera and they're getting taken out. It's just like, oh, geez.
Right.
That's nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel.
Right.
If you're one of those people that think that, all I need is a weapon. No,
right.
That's not all you need.
Right.
They are overrated. Don't get me wrong, I love them, especially when you're playing the video game and playing like an alien. It's kind of satisfying to sneak around people, be invisible,
right,
and still get them. But man, it's the xenomorph is the same myth of the zombies. So they overrun. No. You know how many weapons and ammo does humanity have? Of course, it would be a shit show for the first 2 or 3 days, but after that, they are gone, man.
Right. So you're saying in a World War Z type scenario, you're thinking
they are gone.
Well, World War Z, World War Z includes fast zombies plus,
weapons.
The lovely Anima
hello. That we can shoot
hello, Anima.
at a distance.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that, but then in at the end of Aliens, you have Ripley coming back for Newt, and just going, nope, we're not leaving without her, and just, but yeah, Paul Reiser's, character, just for a comedian, he plays the smarmy corporate dude so well, he
the scene where Ripley and Newt are sleeping and he opens up the see, that right there would have gotten him shot instantly. It's like there would have been no debate about that one. It's like, you know what? This gun has one too many bullets. You better catch this one.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say. But yeah, I mean, he just and he just set the tone for corporate
sleazebags.
It's corporate sleazebag, I mean, God. And I'm trying to remember, had RoboCop come out by then?
No, not yet.
Yeah, because RoboCop is the next year. Yeah.
But
so 86 for me personally was a high water mark because this is the year Robin of Sherwood comes out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta ask. Which
Mhm.
one? Which one did you like? Which actor?
Oh, pray it, man. Pray it all the freaking way. I was a, I was, you know, I was a big fan
But
of Michael Praed, you know.
yeah, I mean Jason Connery is a good actor,
Hmm.
but Michael Praed was yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it was God. And it first comes to Showtime,
Mhm.
you know, and so I remember, you know, when Showtime started running it in '87, when we would watch it, and so we would all show up, and this is when I was in the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronisms. This is when I was first, you know, getting my nerd on. So I was having to catch up on and watch a lot of films that I had missed,
Mhm.
you know, including Monty Python, you know, and the Holy Grail. Uh, you know,
Oh, you had
um,
missed it?
I had, well, remember South Texas, cultural, you know,
Oh
cultural desert.
yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
had
I
to
wish
sneak
I had
in.
been there. I wish I had been there
Yeah.
to introduce you to that one.
Oh God. So yeah, it was like a rite of passage for all new Scovites at the time. And then I had joined this household, House Firefall North. And we would go there, and the guy uh who ran it, Mora, he had set up
This
this hall down in his basement, and we would gather around his TV, you know, on, I think it was Saturday nights, and watch the next episode of Robin of Sherwood that came out. And
wow.
it was, yeah, the Saracen. Oh my God, that was, I mean, and then the Clannad, the music by Clannad. Oh, you know, that was what led me into uh you know, into a lot of that, introduced me to Clannad, Anya, and or Enya, and Lorena McKennitt, you know, and then, you know, we get introduced to Nasir the Saracen, who had the highest paid pair of eyebrows in television at the time.
Well, it's 1986, so yeah,
Mhm,
that wouldn't be until the following year when CBS
mhm.
would have Beauty and the Beast on TV. But
Yes. Mm,
but that's George R. R. Martin's first
mhm.
foray into television. So,
Right.
but yes, Robin of Sherwood, fantastic show, fantastic. And I knew a lot of young ladies back then. Just yeah, they were big fans of Michael's.
Oh yeah.
Big fans of Michael's.
Oh yeah. No, and yeah. Oh, that whole the I just fell in love with the English countryside. It was its own character, you know, in that whole thing too. And just very, very green, you know.
Yeah,
Um, so
yeah, the
yeah.
amount of green, just
Hmm.
ah,
Right? Oh my God.
wow.
Yeah. Um, yeah,
Well,
you mhm.
oh, go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, we have that, you know, as kind of a you know, and then 86 isn't 80 let's see here. I'm trying to remember if it was that year or the next that Highlander came out. I think it's next year. No, 86
Actually,
Highlander.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Highlander, and I gotta say that I had never experienced a movie like that before.
Uh-huh.
Um, the it definitely says something that
Hmm.
you could have someone who had made a living
Hmm.
making music videos, and you could definitely tell This was a high concept director who took this script and elevated it just with the way he shot it. You know, the direction, the editing. I mean, this film was like no other film I had ever seen before.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
having the music supplied,
Queen.
well, having the popular music of the film supplied by Queen, but Michael Kamen did the music. And Michael Kamen was someone who had made his living working with and producing rock acts, as well as making music for film and TV. So you could tell, you know,
Right.
this guy had experience. In fact, he would become someone who would end up doing the New Year's concert every year for a few years with Eric Clapton. He would be the guy in charge of the orchestra, and he would conduct while Clapton played. And he was the guy who we would. I remember seeing his name in the credits, but I would become and I was already a fan of Michael Kamen, but I didn't know I would have a chance to truly fall more in love with his music in the following year with Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, yeah.
But big Michael Kamen fan.
Oh yeah,
And,
no, it's God, and just you're right. I mean, that was, oh man. I mean, listening to Who Wants to Live Forever when Connor was leaving after Heather, oh man,
that breaks you. If you've never seen that movie, it breaks you, because this is the movie that tries to give you the other side of that whole being immortal thing, and it's not always, it's not a good thing. You know, when
it's not always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you'd really have to think about it before you do anything to do that, because you got to say goodbye to a lot of people.
Right?
You have to get used to saying goodbye a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, it's something that, you know, at my age, I'm just now starting to understand. You hold on to memories hard, you know, because you can't remember all of that. So when he's sitting in that room, surrounded by all of the little mementos of his past,
I mean, he could become so rich instantly. He'd never have another care in the world, but money doesn't mean anything when you've lived for that long.
Right. And you just leave
all
yourself
the stories that are connected to each object in that room.
Right.
The people who have touched it and touched your life, and for whom you know, I mean, you help somebody out and you've lived long enough to see their great grandkids pass away.
Right. Well, the woman that works for him in that film, Rachel, he rescued her, you know,
I remember
in World War II, you know, and
Yep.
I'm just like going, he's seen her grow from a child to a woman, you know, it's watched her live an entire life around him, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, she's one of the few people who knows everything about him, you know?
Well, she cares very deeply for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And he treats her like the child he wanted to have. And it is we jumped ahead in 1987, but the thing about Highlander that I mean not 1986. The thing about Highlander is that you have to understand that nobody had ever seen anything like this before.
Right.
And while the film didn't do that well in theaters, after that, when it got to cable, when it got to home video, that film took off. It became one of the most popular IPs, really, films.
Right.
For the DVD, I mean not DVD, but for VHS,
VHS? Oh yeah,
and on HBO.
right.
It was
Oh,
a very
God.
popular rental. There were a lot, and the other thing that I noticed because of MTV, there were a lot of bands that were a fan of that film.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of
Oh God.
musicians were big fan, and a majority of them seemed to all be heavy metal. A lot of heavy metal musicians were big fans of this movie,
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
would play it on their tour buses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Oh yeah. So
it is
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we skipped ahead. We missed one.
Well, I was just gonna say that for the guy who actually created the original idea and story for the movie, he then sold it to the two producers who would end up writing the screenplay. That guy would go on to create. Well, he was brought back for the third movie.
Good, because they fucked the second one up hard.
Yeah. The producers didn't think they needed his help on the sequel and decided we'll just create the sequel ourselves and see how well that worked out. And so they invited him back for the third movie. And that originally was meant to actually wrap up the story.
Right.
And then they decided to make another, and well,
yeah.
He actually ended up creating a different film series. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. You were the first person to show me the director's cut with those scenes. I think I still have that DVD. It's a good DVD. It's a good. Yes. For the, I think the only version of Highlander that is in existence now is the full version of the movie, because the American version had a lot of cuts.
Yeah, it had like 5 minutes cut out of it because of European humor. Yeah. But
but now the only version that you can get is the full-on director's version, and it's a much better film. First of all, you get more Highlander, but
5 extra minutes of Highlander.
But what really just kills me is that Queen ended up having to release an inspired by album, not really an official soundtrack. Now, Michael Kamen released his music, but Queen decided to go ahead and put the music out on their next album called The Miracle, not The Miracle.
A Kind of Magic.
It was A Kind of Magic. And so they had an official music video, of which and several music videos, I should say, of which A Kind of Magic was very well done on that. And again, the A Kind of Magic album, I highly recommend. Very well done.
Oh, God. That was Queen when they were running on every cylinder and just at the top of their game.
Yes. It was the only other film soundtrack that they ended up doing while they still had Freddie with them. I think prior to that, they had only done Flash Gordon.
Flash? Yeah.
But
Flash Gordon.
there is one song that they never released. One song that they never released. And it took me a long time to find out the information as to why, because they never recorded the whole song. And I officially want to say, boo on you for never officially recording the whole thing. It's Queen's version of New York, New York.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
They never recorded a full version of it. What you hear in the film is all they did. And that sucked. It's a missed opportunity. Freddie Mercury singing New York, New York. Come on.
Freddie Mercury taking on Sinatra. It's Sinatra who did New York, New York, right?
Yeah, but it was not his song. It was a song that was written for a movie for Liza Minnelli. It's her song. And but Frank took it over. When Frank takes your song, you let Frank have the song. That's the way it works.
Right. You let Frank have the song and just are grateful that he took your shit.
Yes. That's right. You say, thank you, may I have another?
Right. So Gambit 86, The Name of the Rose. Yeah, but I want to go back in time to 85 to Michelle Pfeiffer's movie debut.
Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk. Fucking A, yes.
Oh, jeez.
That was such magic. Oh my God.
Man. Rutger Hauer.
Matthew
Geez.
Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Oh God, that was such a good movie. And a lot of people were very pissed at the Alan Parsons Project.
Yeah.
Because they didn't put out an album, they did Lady Hawk. I remember my friend Chris Kaz was just pissed because he had been looking forward to another Alan Parsons Project album, and then Lady Hawk comes out and he's going, "Oh, you did this? You put your best." And then he was not as big a fan of their next album because he felt it suffered. But yeah.
Well,
Lady Hawk
he kind of reminds me of me,
right?
Going the opposite direction. When Tom Cruise put out the movie Legend.
Oh, yes.
The original version of the movie had an entire score by Jerry Goldsmith.
Huh.
And when they decided to put it out in America, only here in this country, they hired the group Tangerine Dream to re-record all the music.
Right.
And it's just like, why? Jerry freaking Goldsmith, come on. Really?
Right? Yeah, and if you watch Legend and then you watch anything from Mission Impossible, you would not know that these are the same actor.
Yeah.
In the fight scenes, I mean, it was just clumsy.
Yeah, not to derail, but I mean that's another example of a really a truly missed opportunity where we in this country just basically fans in this country got boned on that one. Because I would have loved to have heard Jerry Goldsmith's score.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
it would have changed the tenor of the movie. It would have been at least musically kind of Lord of the Rings or Lord of the Rings.
Right?
Just think of electronic music instead of the music that we got for Lord of the Rings with Peter Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And we see Mia Sara before Ferris Bueller.
Yes. Yeah. Before she became a Henson.
Yeah. And oh my God, she, but of course, Tim freaking Curry.
For there are a lot of people who say Pennywise is the scariest character. I could take Pennywise, but Darkness, no. You wake up and you see a clown on one side and darkness on the other, you're going to go with the clown.
You might beat the clown. Yeah.
You might beat the clown.
I mean, and there is one scene that just shows is when he's talking to her and he just goes to talk or something like that, and then reins that shit back in, and you're going, oh, that was just a minor outburst. I don't want to see what comes if he gets really pissed.
Well, he's acting through the makeup.
Through the makeup,
I mean,
through the
prosthetic. There are some people.
Yeah.
There are some people that would get kind of lazy and try to let the makeup do the acting. And Tim Curry is like acting through the makeup. And it was just dude.
Yeah, you get this whole character through that makeup, and he just it's. And bear in mind, this is also in the era when like in 87 and 88, when on Friday nights we were going to the midnight showing of Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
And throwing toast at the screen.
Same guy. That's
Right.
the thing you got to wrap your head around. This is the same guy. This is the
Right.
same guy who you would see in Rocky Horror. This is the same guy you would see in Clue. This is the same guy that you would see in The Hunt for Red October. This is the same guy who you would see in The Shadow, playing
Right.
darkness.
Yes, and just one of his best roles. He was, I think you slap some prosthetics on that guy and he ups his game, just based on how much makeup you put on him.
I mean, he almost takes the cake for the scariest character
Mhm.
of that entire decade, because
Yeah.
darkness, again, I say you wake look, I'm gonna say this. You wake
Mhm.
up, you see an alien from Aliens on one side and darkness on the
Mhm.
other.
Mhm.
I'm gonna at least try to take the alien out.
Right, exactly. I can handle the alien, give me a plasma rifle. I can take down an alien. I don't think I've got the same chance against darkness.
Yeah, you have a plasma rifle. What's that gonna do to darkness? I mean,
Right? He's gonna be going. It's like, oh, that tickles.
That's pure concentrated evil and then some.
Right? I know. Yeah. I mean, and it was just, and the scariest thing about him was that he was so smooth, so so controlled.
Yes.
And
because it was meant to show
Mhm.
How evil can be very seductive.
Right, exactly.
Especially with her, the princess. And
right. Sorry.
he wasn't just after. He was after something very valuable, which was her innocence, and so he had to be charming. He couldn't be scary.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And again, I would put that out there. You see Kurgan on one side, darkness on the other. I might have a shot with Kurgan.
Right?
I mean,
I got
chances are he'd probably rip me a new one, but I'd at least,
At least it'll be quick.
Yes.
I mean,
It's been an eternity just feasting on how scared you're going to be with the things he could do to you.
Right. And the worst thing with darkness was he could turn you into him.
Ooh.
He could pull you over to that side. He didn't have to fight you. He could just corrupt you.
Yes. It is one of the best looking films of all time. Look, the script. I'm gonna be out there with this. The script wasn't the best, but this is one of the best looking and one of the best makeup movies of all time. That entire cast, everybody in it. I mean, pre Lord of the Rings, this is probably the best looking fantasy movie made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
and for all you Dragon Slayer fans, I meant it. I meant that because I'm not the biggest Dragon Slayer fan, but I meant that. I mean, legend has it all over you, man. Seriously.
Yeah. No, and it's just, and Ridley Scott. I mean, you're not. Yeah. So I mean, and so we're getting some of the best stuff out there, at the time. 80, 85, 86, but then we have, Lady Hawk, we have Highlander, and then what do we have coming into 87?
Well, hold on. Let me at least finish off The Fly.
Okay, The
Jeff
Fly.
Goldblum and Gina Davis. Good movie. If you've not seen it, you should check it out. The one movie that I think George Lucas would like us to forget, Howard the Duck. Leo Thompson, Jeffrey Jones,
I like
Tim
Howard the
Robbins.
Dog.
No, I know you do, but I think George Lucas wants to forget that film. Toby Hooper's throwback to the 1950s, his movie called Invaders from Mars, with Timothy Bottoms, Louise Fletcher, and Karen Black. Frank Oz's directed version of Little Shop of Horrors, which really was just a version. Okay, it was a remake of a 1960s movie that this movie became the inspiration for the stage show, the Broadway play. And Rick Moranis, Ellen Greene, Levi Stubbs, and Steve Martin. Maximum Overdrive, Stephen King's directorial debut with Emilio Estevez and Pat Hingle. And there's been talk of another version. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying there's been talk, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it.
And that's as far as we hope it goes, right?
John Badham's Short Circuit with Ali Sheedy, Steve Guttenberg, and Fisher Stevens.
Right? God, he was great. Fisher Stevens was great in that one.
Yeah. And then Star Trek, The Voyage Home.
Right?
William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelly, Catherine Hicks, directed by Leonard Nimoy. And it's just, look, it is the most popular Star Trek film as far as popularity with people that are non-nerds.
I was going to say, because 2 is like the best as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And then we also have Leonard Nimoy as part of the cast for Transformers, the movie, otherwise known as, hey, let's give the kids nightmares. So, Leonard Nimoy, Robert Stack, Judd Nelson, Orson Welles, and Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
I learned years later that the company that made it was just using it as a way to get rid of some of the older characters and introducing some brand new ones. And my whole thing after learning all that is like, you guys are dumb.
Right?
Why
That
would
was
you just
stupid.
straight up kill a bunch of characters just to? I mean, you're introducing new characters. That's one thing, but introducing them by basically killing off some popular characters that kids really idolize is a dumb move. It's a real dumb move, and you're making them go to the theater and watch it.
Right? I mean, okay, Wrath of Khan did it, but they did it in a good way. You know?
Yeah, they built up to it.
Right?
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah. No. Jeez.
And then let's see. We can begin 1987 with the kind of offbeat comedy Amazon Women on the Moon.
Amazon Women on the Moon. Yes. Oh my
Michelle
God.
Pfeiffer and Steve Guttenberg. Yeah.
With Carrie Fisher in Reefer Madness in that one.
Yep. Then we have Peter Jackson's big one. Bad Taste. Peter Jackson directed. Oh yeah, A lot of people probably do. The return of Hugh Cronin and Jessica Tandy for the Steven Spielberg produced movie Batteries Not Included.
I loved that movie. That was
And let's see. We also have one of my favorite little films of 1987. The Hidden.
The Hidden Eye.
Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Nouri, and Claudia Christian. That was a good movie.
Right.
And it was much cheaper to make, than a lot of films would be. And then I have to say that if you've never seen The Hidden, check it out. It's really well done. See, Inner Space, Joe Dante's follow-up to Explorers.
Right.
Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan.
Right.
I would like to say that Martin Short definitely deserved any recognition he got for this movie. It's just it's a physical role more than anything else.
Oh yeah, he was, and because when you have Dennis Quaid stuck behind a chair and Martin Short doing the action.
Yeah. Well, having to do all the acting and all of the comedy and it's just well done. Well done, Martin Short.
Oh, no
and check out the cast for that movie. It's an incredible cast.
Oh, it really is. Yeah.
Then we have the offbeat art house science fiction film, Making Mr. Right, starring John Malkovich, Ann Magnuson, and Glenn Headley. Gary Goddard's Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella, and Meg Foster, she of the amazing eyes. Again, just go through a lot of you young people out there should just Google actress Meg, M-E-G, Foster, 1987. Check out her eyes. Trust me. It's kind of hypnotic. And then we have John McTiernan's Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, and just an all-star cast. Dylan.
Yeah.
But get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Yeah, no, and that was a big summer movie. Yeah. And it was like every action star and wrestler who had dreams of being an action star showed up in that movie.
Yep.
And geez. And Peter Cullen was actually in that movie, oddly enough.
Let's see. Matthew Broderick and Helen Hunt with William Sadler, aka he who would sometime in the future be tapped to play Death, in a movie called Project X. Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop, Peter Weller, Nancy Allen, Ronnie Cox, and Kurtwood Smith. I work for Dick Jones. Dick Jones. Help me, get away from me, man. I'd buy that for $1.
Right?
I've watched that movie a few times.
You're fired. Thank you. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Oh, yeah.
And one of the odd things I got from the movie is that both Peter Weller and Nancy Allen share the same birthday. Not the same exact date, but they share the same birthday.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, and Peter Weller in that one. God.
Yeah.
He's
really good in this film. I mean, Peter Weller is one of those people that he would be pretty intimidating to probably interview. And it would be hard to find something that would keep his interest throughout the entire interview.
Right.
Considering how smart he truly is.
God, yes. Yeah.
He is just phenomenal. The guy is just incredible.
Right. Well, and this year also kicks off the Hellraiser franchise.
Yes. Yep.
Which just blew my mind when I went back and said, "What?" Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
That's a date film right there. That's a date film, baby.
Of course, we also had the fourth of the Superman movies, which
even Christopher Reeve admitted that was a mistake,
right?
Making that movie,
but we can't. Yeah, but we can't let 87 go by without talking about Schumacher's masterpiece.
Oh. Are you sure? Can we not skip that one?
The Lost Boys?
It is.
You had something else in mind, right?
Yeah, he had something else in mind. The Lost Boys, first of all, I love the Lost Boys movie. I guess the problem I'm having is the fact that they're still attempting to do a television version of it. It's turned into a TV series. And every different version I've heard about, it sucks.
Yeah, and it gets worse and worse as it goes along, right?
Yes. I'm just having a hard time with it. Now, here's a movie based on a Stephen King short story that has now been, the short story itself has been readapted. Paul Michael Glazer's The Running Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maria Conchita Alonso, and Richard Dawson.
Yeah, God, Dawson was amazing in that.
Yes, he was.
I will
say that the trailer for the remake, or no, I should say the readaptation, is actually kind of entertaining. I wouldn't mind watching it. Would not mind watching that at all. And speaking of doing something else again, we also have Mel Brooks's Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, yes, which is getting its sequel later this year, I think.
Yeah.
God, I hope he lives long enough to see it.
John Candy, Rick Moranis, Daphne Zenga. Yes. Yes. I would definitely like Mel Brooks to live long enough to see this come out and be a success.
Right?
It kind of makes up for History of the World Part 2. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Spaceballs. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, want to see him. Want to see. Go back to now. We missed it. When? Just now. And Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement for that shit. Oh my God. That's just so cool. So that is, yeah.
We cross into 1988, and we have the legendary Akira. Oh my goodness, that film.
Right?
Oh, geez, that oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
it's a fantastic anime, and if somebody ever really wanted to make that into a live action film, I know that James Cameron tried for a long time to adapt it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. That story only could be served by a TV show or a limited miniseries. Do not make the mistake of make a Akira live action, because people is gonna get as lost as they get with the animation. The story in the manga spans for decades, and then you compress it all in an hour and a half. Of course, nobody's gonna get it. You have to take your time to show the niceties, the subtleties, the freaking gore that happens through 20, 30 years. You need to do that. Well done.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that deserves a good treatment, a serious treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. We also have one of my personal favorites, the film Alien Nation.
Oh yeah.
From director Graham Baker, starring James Caan, Mandy Patinkin, and Terrence Stamp. Let me just say this. I know there are a lot of you out there that are fans of the television series. I enjoyed the series myself, but this movie, wow.
God, yeah. Yeah, no, it was it was definitely it just because the lore they built into all of that, you had to have something like that would work for the TV series. And just the whole idea that they were servants of someone else,
Yeah.
And yeah, one of my favorite lines in that stuck with me is like, and still it fits, when he's showing him condoms. And just that whole yeah. But we also, I don't know if you loved that, but Willow.
Oh my God! Of course.
Yeah. Geez. That was that was Val Kilmer killing it, um, as an action hero,
Yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
And we also had Big, which while it's mostly a comedy, I think it was a great piece for Tom Hanks.
Yeah. And his cast again.
Yeah.
This is one of those films where it really does depend on the kind of cast that you get for a movie like that. Tom Hanks is a gifted guy anyway.
Yeah.
But you
He
need
is.
people to play opposite you for a film like that if it's to work.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you need people who he clicked with everyone in this film, you know. It was amazing, Gene Hackman, it was Gene Hackman, right? Who played the boss. No, it wasn't Gene Hackman. Oh fuck. Mr. McMillan. Robert Loggia.
wow.
Hmm.
There we go. Now my pages come back up. Whew. Okay. And here we go. Earth Girls Are Easy by Julian Temple. Gina Davis, Jeff Goldblum, Julie Brown, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, and Michael McKean. Good movie. Good movie. Great cast. Then we have, let's see, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've met the Chiodo brothers. I got a chance to hang with those guys for a bit.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, those guys are freaking cool. But this movie, classic Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Let's see. Then we have
Beetlejuice also comes out that year. Was that 88? We're in 88, right?
I think so.
Okay. I'm just like, yeah. Because Beetlejuice also comes out in 88.
Let's see. Oh, Short Circuit 2.
Short Circuit 2, yeah.
Fisher Stevens and Michael McKean, along with Cynthia Gibb. And I have to say, They Live. John Carpenter's They Live.
Yes. Oh.
Instant classic.
Right?
But I was truly hoping for a sequel. Given the way that it ended. But I was truly hoping for a sequel.
Right.
Again, Meg Foster, She of the Eyes.
Roddy Piper.
Yes. A good movie, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Well, and basically they let Roddy Piper be Roddy Piper on screen for an hour and a half. I mean, that's all. I mean, that is 100% of the appeal of that movie is Roddy Piper just being himself. For me, but and then of course we have Bob Hoskins in Robert Zemeckis' Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Well, the thing with that is that we see a good mix of animation and live action.
Yeah.
You know, and it also is it's a send up of all the animation from from the prior years, from the 40s and 50s, and we get it's like seeing behind the scenes of if animated characters were real. It's hilarious. And the funny thing is that for me, it was there's more to Roger Rabbit than there appears, and there's more to Jessica than there appears.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are basically saying, yeah, she's drawn as a as a bombshell, but really she's ace. She's asexual. She's a cartoon character. She doesn't, she looks great, but she's that's not what she's about. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way. But the cartoon revolver, and and it just, I love the interaction, the juxtaposition of the two worlds in that one. And let's see here. Of course, in action, this is the year we get Die Hard.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good movie.
Yeah, just complete, because at this point it redefines action, because everything else after that is Die Hard on a or in a blah, 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 But let's see if you can catch this one just from the line. It's Ken coming to kill me.
Yes, that is a good one. A fish called Wanda.
Yes.
That is the line of that movie.
Right. I'll buy that for $1.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis just, she just, oh. Yeah, and Kevin Kline opposite John Cleese. I just flashed to the scene of him holding him out the window. John Cleese, I absolutely apologize with full sincerity. Yeah, Kevin Kline just, I don't know. This was when he was, for me, at his most appealing to me. And he's because he's just hilarious, in this one. And what was it? It was the one after that, Dave. But yeah, this is the one that just introduced me to Kevin Kline's comedic chops. And again, Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't think there's a male actor that Jamie Lee Curtis does not find a way to click with. But sorry, the sniffles are bad with me.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of movies.
Oh yeah,
that's just wow.
We also have The Blob coming out that year. It's a remake.
Okay, we have at least two people in the audience reminding us that Back to the Future does exist.
Hmm.
So nothing.
Back to the So I didn't catch part of that.
Oh, people are reminding us about Back of the Future.
Back
Back
to
to
the
the
Future?
Future. Yeah, we haven't talked about it,
Right?
which I'm absolutely okay with it.
Yeah, Back to the Future, that whole thing has its own episode written into it. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay. Here's where I'm gonna start receiving hate mail for the first time in my life. I do not like Back of the Future. Back to the Future. I liked for a time, and then I saw, man, this is stupid, and I stopped liking it.
Well,
And
it was a good role for for Michael J. Fox and
oh
for
yes, it made wonders for his career. But
oh yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like the Short Circuit franchise. I hate it with all the fibers of my being. And there was another here, and of course, Roger Rabbit. That was a big letdown for me in
Which
the
one?
cinema. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, that summer was saved 1 week
Mhm.
later by Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think that we get to Beetlejuice. That one went too long without a sequel, but I did enjoy the I enjoyed the animated series.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, one has
Mhm.
contradictory feelings about it because, yeah, seeing Beetlejuice as a good guy is kind of,
Mhm.
but at the same time, there are there
Mhm.
are very strange people like myself that would like to be pals with Beetlejuice.
Right. Well, I mean, for me, this was when Gina Davis was also in her wholesome girl era, which
Mhm.
is very difficult for a woman who is 6 foot tall, I think. She is, but she just has that wholesome look. And then later on, I think in the 90s, we get her in Long Kiss Goodnight. And, we see a whole different side to her. But Gambit, my wife would take issue with your summation of Beetlejuice.
Me too, but we love him. I love Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I am well aware of his flaws, but I still like it.
Well, I mean, but I enjoyed seeing Jenna Ortega kind of taking up that torch. Like right now, her name is Gold though, so I don't, there's almost nothing that she's going to be doing, that isn't going to make a ton of money. But so we're up to 88 now. Yeah, we're in 88. Just trying to see what else we had over here. What else did we have during this year that was in terms of sci-fi? This was also, I mean, a big thing in these years. Oh, we had Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, coming out in 88.
What?
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark in 88.
Oh, I didn't saw that.
Yeah, it was in at the end of September that comes out, right before Alien Nation on the 7th. And Elvira, became a cultural icon, in the 80s. With USA's Up All Night, and so we get her in her feature movie, and what else we have in that year?
It says Leviathan.
Leviathan.
I think that was with Peter Weller, a sea monster movie.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna have to pull that up separately on its own. All right. I remember that one. There we go. In 89 is when that one comes out, it looks like. Yeah, that one comes out in 89. That was also when we see in 89 we like go under the sea. We go into the abyss and Deep Star 6.
Deep Star 6.
Yeah. And of course we have The Thing coming out in 82 that everything else is kind of riffing off of. What else do we have going on at the time? Sorry. Damn. But yeah, in the late 80s is when we started to see a lot of the the deep sea stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, this is when we're Star Trek Next Gen is finding its feet, in those seasons. Next Generation, there we go. Let me pull that up because television was also really good in that time frame. This is when we start to see Michael Dorn coming into his own as as Worf. Because he takes over Tasha Yar's position after she gets unceremoniously off.
Yeah. that gives the word unceremoniously a whole new meaning.
Right? No doubt. So, I mean, season 3. Hang on. Because season 3 ends. See, season 3 ends with The Best of Both Worlds, and that's kind of where the 80s end. In a good place, because that's where we first start to see, the appearance and the arrival of the Borg as a serious threat. But throughout the entire time we have basically kind of the we have kind of the monster of the week or the plot of the week throughout that. And then but Best of Both Worlds really kind of, to me, the ending and opening of that season was a good cliffhanger. So just trying to see what else we got going on in those two seasons. I'm not hearing Keith.
No. Keith, are you with us? And the silence says no.
But I think and Trek, at the time, they were trying to be a little edgy, but they didn't really pull it off very well. But then we have episodes like Peak Performance, where Data's strategy at the end is to simply not lose. Which I'll just maintaining
still better.
Yeah,
it's still better than the whole first season, at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were very few shows that hit the ground, hit the ground with everything, hit the ground running. One of the ones that kind of hits that for me is Stargate SG-1. That was to me a series that hit the ground in high gear. Trek had to kind of get its feet underneath, under itself. So they were trying to get everything, so yeah.
Yeah, I think he's not a fan of Rick Berman.
Right. Well, and that, and that's fair. I mean, I liked Deep Space Nine better than Trek.
Yeah.
Than TNG. Yeah. I liked, I'm actually enjoying, I'm actually enjoying Strange New Worlds. Not so much
You're
with
breaking my heart.
Well, I watch with different things in mind. Because I'm enjoying Strange New Worlds, but I'm bearing in mind what it actually is. Discovery, they lost me after the first season. It just it was trying to hard. I love some of the things that they did with it, character wise and things like that. I love some of the characters. The engineer Jet, she's amazing.
I don't know. I didn't got that far. I finished the first season just by compromise alone, because I started seeing this. I got to finish it. By the third episode, I was, oh my god, wow.
Yeah, they were going really high concept with that, and I think they kind of lost it. Partway through their,
I remember the only thing I said, oh well, that makes sense, is they revealed the twist at the 7th episode, I believe, when they say, "Oh, Lorca, that son of a bitch. Oh, he's a son of a bitch because he's from the mirror universe." Oh, okay, that explains a lot. But
right?
That was the only thing that I liked.
Yeah, no, I was, Strange New Worlds, at the very least, they're exploring, and there are some characters on there that I love. Dr. Mbenga, Nurse Chapel, I love their interpretation on her. I love how Uhura is developing, as far as that goes. But all of that goes back to Next Gen, basically, holding the line and basically re-exploring the Trek universe in starting in in the 80s. And I'm missing which one is Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know Shanatsky. Like I said, I didn't really watch it after the first one. And although I gotta hand it to Doug Jones for doing a good job there, with that character. But again, there are things that I can individually like about a thing without going, this is good Trek. I can, for instance, Iron Fist, was good, but we don't, it was by comparison to Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, it was meh, But with Next Gen, basically re-exploring the Trek universe, showing us where they've moved forward, but also showing us the places where, the Federation was revolutionary for its time. And oh, Monkey Jeebus, yes, God, Doug Jones in the Gentleman,
Yes.
which was, the Buffy the Buffyverse proving they can do an episode with minimal dialogue. Oh my god, that was a scary ass episode, and a lot of that was due to Doug Jones, the way Doug Jones portrayed the lead gentleman, but let's see what else we got for 89. Looks like I'm going to be picking up for Kiefer here. So 89. Wait a second. Let me pull up the machine. So 89 is when we do get Batman coming out.
Oh, of course, yes.
I mean, and that was, I think, to me, I mean, we had Superman, which was kind of the seed for this, but Batman was the bloom in all of this, and you have Michael Keaton playing against Jack Nicholson, two guys who were good at playing crazy.
Yes.
Two guys who were just great at playing crazy. And you get them. Mm-hmm.
I like how Keaton, in fact, plays not Batman,
Mm-hmm.
but Bruce Wayne as a crazy guy.
No.
Look at some of his body language and how his attention shift,
Mm-hmm.
and his hyper focus. Some things suddenly
escaped him.
disappear of the real world for him.
Yeah. Well, in the scene where we first see Bruce Wayne with Knox and Vicky Vale, he comes off as this distracted. Oh yeah. Well, of course I know I own it. It's where I bought it. And then Alfred comes in, and suddenly we get that, like you're talking about, that hyper focus of, oh, by the way, this thing has happened. We need more champagne over here. And this one lady wants, just like this list of things that have been percolating in his head, dropping out, and then, then turning around and saying, oh, and give Knox a grant. Not, because, it's just one of those things of like, he plays like he's distracted because he has this list of 10 million things that go through his head,
The only thing I didn't like about that movie, nobody seems to speak about it, is, man, Batman has a high body count in that movie.
Yes, he does.
He kills a lot of people.
Oh god, yeah, he just drops a lot, including the Joker. But again, they're kind of going to a darker version of that, but the thing I think that this movie actually pulls off well is that I don't think it's him playing Bruce Wayne is crazy. It's that Batman is wearing Bruce Wayne as a mask.
Yes.
That sometimes slips. In that way, we start to see some of that. I think the moment that we see Bruce being Batman,
the real Bruce is in the Batcave.
Well, actually, is when we see him when he first confronts the Joker. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That is years of anger coming out. That's what drives a Batman, and he's going, yeah, let's do this. But we find out later on, it's a ruse. But yeah, that was. And of course, like I said, that one scene where the bat plane just kind of comes up, silhouettes against the moon and then falls, was just top end stuff. It was just enough camp to go, yes, we know what we're doing. I think. But another one that comes out in February of that year of '89 is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Right?
Yes. For all its goofiness, it's a movie that respects real time mechanics,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I love that.
Oh yeah. Well, and it was Keanu Reeves' breakout. This is where we first see Keanu Reeves and him playing to George Carlin. Was amazing.
I love that when at the first part of the movie, his father is giving him hell. You took my keys, and I didn't. And then in the theater, when they say we need to remember to take your father's keys and put them here, and then one of them said, "Hey, we really did take his keys."
Right. It
He
was
was right.
yeah. It it was like, what number are we thinking about right now? 69, dudes. And because they really were them. It was just amazing, that whole thing. And it was just, Bill and Ted were just lovable doofuses, but truth be told, they had in them the things that made that society, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And so yeah, I mean that was a big part of for a lot of people growing, finding Keanu Reeves and finding that whole idea there. What else do we have that year? By this point in '89, Police Academy is up to 6 movies. We have Leviathan coming out that year, which is just fucking that's horror. Just 100%. What else do we have out?
I only saw the first 2 Police Academy.
Yeah. The rest of them were like, Spaceballs 2, the quest for more cash. Of course, this is the year that Jean-Claude Van Damme is in freaking everything. But this is the year that Pet Sematary first comes out. 6 years after. Yeah.
That's a good freaking horror movie.
Right? I mean, it's just,
I think the most horrible thing is when you realize at the end that he went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's seen his resurrected wife in the state that she is, and he still thinks everything's okay.
Right?
He went crazy. At that moment, he was crazy.
Well, I think he had been crazy the entire time. This is just where we get to see how far down he had gone.
No, I think the thing that made him crazy was having to put down Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the thing that was the last drop, and then he went cuckoo.
Right.
After that.
Right. We'll see. And this year we get Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which was, I think they would have done better if they just ended it there, I think that one did as what it needed to do, and turning it into a good trilogy. And let's see, we have Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, which, kind of proving the point that the even ones are the best. Even number ones after 3 and 4, were the best. We have Ghostbusters 2, basically, again, the quest for more cash.
Yeah. I can live without that.
Right?
Without that one.
Yeah. What else we have? So, License to Kill, the second of the Timothy Dalton movies. Bonds going on. And okay. So for those of you who are younger, who haven't seen this, this is what I think. This is what just sums up everything that is Weird Al Yankovic. UHF coming out in July of '89, and oh my god, that was peak Weird Al. It also stars Kramer, the guy who played Kramer, in a role before Seinfeld. Michael Richards. But we also get Fran Drescher in that, and we get a lot of names in that, including Dr. Demento, who got Weird Al his start. And this was actually, God, UHF was peak Al, simply because it is exactly the kind of thing that you would see that, because it was filmed in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had a $5 million budget, and it is, it's a little film, mixed reviews, but it's a cult classic. If you find it, just remember what it is. It's it's something in 1989. It's Weird Al being Weird Al, having fun. And it's just,
I must admit that I'm feeling a little down about our coverage of '86, because I know not everybody likes this movie.
Which
In
one?
fact, many people talk shit about it, but I like The Wraith.
The Wraith?
Yeah, the one with Charlie Sheen, about a teenager spirit that has come to take revenge on the thugs that kill him.
Oh, okay. That was completely not on my radar.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody thinks about that movie ever. I
Right?
freaking love it.
But obscure, yeah. No, I got you.
Ooh, I remember. Pumpkinhead is from what year? I don't know.
Pumpkinhead? Oh goodness, I don't know. 1988.
Oh, so we're good.
Yeah. Well, and Pumpkinhead was like Stan Winston's, was a Stan Winston. He directed that one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I did not, I wasn't a big horror fan. I'm still not. So it's, certain things will transcend it, but I was never a big fan of horror myself. That's just not my genre. Not that it's bad. It's just not my, not the flavor of soup I want. And but yeah, I mean, in the end of the 80s, we have a lot of pop stars also breaking into film during the 80s. Madonna with Who's That Girl? Let's see here. What was the other one? Cher was in one, I think, in the 80s.
Oh, look at that, Fletch. Yes.
License to Kill, yeah. RPG, License to Kill was still a good one. License to Kill, that's Bond Off the Hook. I think there is a novel along those same lines where Felix Leitner gets mangled by a shark. Very similar to that, but yeah. Gambit, yes, Weird Al Yankovic UHF is so very, very off the wall, just delightful, just delightfully funny. And let's see here. Miami Vice in 1989. Yes. Yeah, that was one where I got to see a lot of people sporting blazers and, no socks with shoes. Oh my God. That was a time. Because let me tell you, when you're sporting no socks with shoes, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some stench, man. Oh, of course, that's bear in mind too. In the At the end of the 80s, I was in my in my early pagan era. So I was hanging out with a lot of hippies at the time, or old hippies, or new hippies, for whom patchouli was a good substitute for showering. And you have never smelled bad until you have smelled an SCA fighter who has just spent the day in the 3 layers of armor, padded tunic, chainmail, and steel, and then run around with a rattan sword, occasionally, being fed water by pretty girls, because the water bearers, my first wife was a water bearer a lot of times because she got to flirt with the big hairy fighters, which I now look like one. And so yeah, and then then you're going to cover that with patchouli. Oh no, it's a bad plan.
Talk about unique smells.
Yes. Oh God. Yes. Unique is a good. No, unique falls far short of that. Oh, but yeah, that's an experience.
Well,
all right. So we're coming up on what, 2.5 hours?
yeah,
A little more than 2.5 hours.
a little more, but we learned a lot.
Right? We talked a lot.
Yes. But hey, again, as we said before, the 80s filled with a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of cool movies. And again, given how much has changed within the business, I don't think we'll see a lot of the movies like this ever really again. I mean,
right?
Just you could go to the theaters and watch something by Robert Zemeckis, come away either having seen something by James Cameron, Albert Pun, Stephen Herrick. I mean,
right.
and then just something by Joe Johnston, or I think Albert Pun had a fantastic time making as many movies as he could fit into his schedule, and a lot of different movies with a lot of different price tags. But, the 80s was really just it was definitely something that you saw a lot of people trying a lot of different things. And
and some of it worked, some of it didn't, but we liked it, because it's what we had.
Like a movie like Moontrap, which was, I think, one of the only times that you saw a movie headlined by Walter Koenig and also starring Bruce Campbell. So
doing Bruce Campbell's career, man. And then coming into the 90s, this is where we start to see like Xena and oh God, was it Quantum Leap?
Well, it was yeah. But also a film like 1980, 89 being the year that we got the movie Slipstream.
Oh, Mark Hamill,
Yeah, Mark Hamill and Bill Paxton,
Mm-hmm.
Bing Kingsley and F. Murray Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's the year that Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, which is William Shatner's directorial debut,
Mm-hmm.
a movie that I think would have benefited from having made the second or third draft of the film rather than the version that we got.
Yeah.
And that was just, I don't know, a little bit too much.
Right.
A little bit too much. And would have probably have been helpful if Nimoy wasn't really trying to not help Shatner at all because of who he picked as his producer. So a whole a different kind of way of doing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, good year. And again, the final of the 80s. Wait a minute, wasn't Cyborg released in 80? Yes, it was.
Yeah. Jean-Claude Goddamn.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I remarked at one point he was in like 2 or 3 movies that year.
Yeah.
He was a very busy man in the 80s. Because this was also the era of the schlock jock action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, we covered that one.
Which came out this year, but had actually been sitting on a shelf for about a year before it came out.
Right.
So
yeah, that's where we see Keanu Reeves start to take off.
Yes. And George Carlin and the great Alex Winter. Back to the Future Part 2 was also this year.
Yep. Moonstruck was Cher's 80s movie. I've been talking about how we had a lot of pop stars, break into movies, like Madonna with Who's That Girl, and Cher with Moonstruck around that time. Yeah, Bloodsport Gambit in '88, Kickboxer. So he had so many movies out there during that time frame. Him and He Who Shall Not Be Named. RPG, I love the '90s too because I was an adult and had money. So I feel you, brother.
Yeah, many people were getting their freedom at that time and learning how to just be an adult and learning how to get it done.
Right? Yeah, you can hear the quote marks when I say I was just being an adult.
That's true. That's true. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Anyway, this good year, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good shows, a lot of stuff that definitely it was because it was the 80s that probably would have never gotten greenlit. But good decade. Anyway, I think I'm ready. I think it's time. It definitely is time, I should say.
Right.
But hope to catch you next week. I think next week we will wrap up all of our 80s coverage. We'll have some of the biggest names of the 80s and a lot of unexpected names got their big start in the 80s. And we'll go over my list of probably the top 10 list of the truly indispensable people of this decade before we jump right into the 90s.
Yeah.
So, wow. Wow. Great decade again.
Yeah.
Let me also shout out to Spiral Zone, which was produced by someone who I've come to know and be a good friend with. But Frank Welker, Michael Bell, Neil Ross, Dan Gavelson. This was animated series from Atlantic Custer Lock. Basically, it was a Japanese studio that did it, along with a South Korean studio and Bandai, international group of soldiers fighting to free the world from a scientist who controls much of the Earth's surface. But it only ran for one season. But interesting idea, and definitely another one of those cartoons that I think would make a really cool live action movie if somebody decided to do it. But, you know.
So what was the full title on that one?
Spiral Zone.
Spiral Zone. I'll have to check that one out because that had not been on my radar. But that's the great thing about hanging out with fellow nerds and geeks is that there's always something new. Always something new.
Yeah,
or something old.
There is always something new.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that is it. It has been fun. Always a good time with you and with Martin. So, on behalf of myself and let's see, Gambit, Real Popcorn Geek, and this other person whose name that happens to be James.
Your brother?
What? No. And of course, Mrs. A. I want to thank everybody. And Anima, who also stopped by. I just want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out, having fun, and basically just watching a bunch of old nerds discuss the past.
Reminisce.
So until next time, this is Keith on behalf of Martin and of course Ben. Have a nice day.
Goodbye, everybody.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Thank you.